All right, so up next, we are ready here for Mousetrap Hotel. Take it away.
All right, everyone. Good morning, Midwest Speedfest. I hope you're in for what is kind of a game here with some Mousetrap Hotel. We're going to be starting this run here just after this little intro plays, and we jump into the first screen here. So I'll be giving a quick countdown, and 3, 2, 1, go. Maybe we'll go. Oh boy. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, oh. Oh, it's all my fault too. So it's going to be in 3, 2, 1, go. So Mousetrap Hotel, you're going to find out pretty quick, is not a very fast game, per se. We're kind of going to be fighting with a very slow screen scrolling here for the entirety of the game. We pretty much only move as fast as the screen is going to go, so we're going to be doing a lot of things to try to keep the screen scrolling as much as humanly possible throughout the run. And there's going to be pretty much everything, including the kitchen sink, thrown at us here. We're pretty much just climbing up to this hotel for reasons. And we're starting in the basement, and we got to climb all the way to the top. And so there's going to be a few other mechanics to kind of talk about here, because this game also has no iframes. So we pretty much just kind of have to store our health as much as we can here to try to get through this madness. Everything pretty much in this house hurts you, from bubbles to surprisingly bear traps and all kinds of other shenanigans in here. And surprisingly, actually, stage 1 ends up being one of the harder stages of this whole run, as it's the point where you don't have as much health built up. Because surprisingly, with these cookies that you get health from, you can stack as many as you can really pick up. I have not found a cap anywhere, and the bar will show you at the top that it stops loading up there, but rest assured, you can hold more cookies. And Maxie also does not move terribly well, but he does jump faster than he walks, so we're going to be ending up jumping quite a bit to try to stay ahead of the screen a bit, and kind of dodging things on this left side here. Another painful thing is that your first few health points in this game are actually determining how good your tail is. Your tail has 3 lengths, and it's really only useful at its 3rd length, so if you end up dropping too low on cookies, it really ends up being a bummer place to be. And so we're leaving the basement, and we're moving into the weight room. I'm not sure what kind of weights these are, but apparently that's what this place is called. Ah, missed the jump there. And we're also apparently being accosted by an army of ants in the weight room, which I don't know about you, but if I was going to a hotel that had a weight room that was covered in ants, I wouldn't be using it. Oop. Gonna play a little safe here. We've taken a little extra cookie damage than I like to at this point. And now the game's going to actually teach us something, because we can't actually walk on this without dying. It's going to show us that the ants can actually hit the traps for you. This is going to come into play later. I guess that's some game design there. It's more thoughtful than you'd expect from it here. I'm going to demonstrate that you can kind of jump through a lot of platforms in this game, too. They don't have, like, it's a little inconsistent as to which ones are actually you can jump through, but you kind of got to play with them to figure out which ones it is. Hitboxes don't mean a whole lot here. Sometimes you're going to walk right through things. Sometimes things are going to hit you from a mile away. It's a little hard to figure out what it is. And we're going to be coming up to the very end of stage 1 here. This is going to be the end of the basement. We're going to hit this button and move up to floor 2. And we're going to, or to floor 1, actually, the lobby. And we're sometimes hitting the buttons kind of tough. because apparently you have to jump into it. You can't just hit me like it tells you to. And we're going to be getting what is known as the mystery triangles here. These mystery triangles, we don't know exactly what they are. We've been trying to determine what they are in the community of me and Shawnee here for quite a while now. But we still don't know, so they're just the forever mystery triangle. We just give you some points, and that's about it.
Third place.
Oh, hey, now I can hear you, Shawnee.
There we go.
Hey.
Thank you for the setup, everyone.
Clap, clap, clap. I'm joined by the other esteemed colleague of the Mousetrap Hotel community, Shawnee7188, actually, who is actually the founder. Oh, missed the shoe skip. So these shoes...
Not willingly the founder.
So these shoes... Oh, no, we have a little bit of a setback. Okay, we're just going to play it safe. So these shoes are an example of a thing that has a really bad hitbox. If you jump through them right before they kill you like that, you can actually jump through the legs and save yourself some time. There's a really easy one that I'm going to show off here at the end of the stage, but I'm probably going to go ahead and play it safe since we screwed up the first couple.
Also, what should be mentioned, Horza is actually playing an extremely difficult game. There's very little leeway to any kind of damage boost or anything on. Are you doing floor 1 to 4 for route?
Oh yeah, we're doing the tough route, and this is where oh man, this is really bad RNG. I'm gonna do a couple of safety things just to try to save myself here. Like, but this game is being very rude this morning. Come on. So here's some fun little mechanics that use the tacks to actually stop some of these shoes from stomping on you. You can, for the most part, jump through most of these shoes, but you have basically needing frame-perfect jumps to get through everything. And for the most part, if you don't have the screen scrolling with you, it's honestly kind of a waste of time to do it. It mostly just loses you time. Oh, and we're getting a bad pattern here. Come on.
Also, I want to point out the very, very, very small luggage to the very, very, very large knees and feet.
What happened there? Okay, fine. I guess I can die in places I've never died before. It's a marathon. We're in kind of a bad place now, though, because we lost a lot of our cookies. You don't want to lose all your cookies here. Ooh. Play a little safe. Don't die this time, Maxie. There you go. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes things just kind of come flying at you, even though, like, they don't tend to have a very good pattern when you're trying to plan your routes in this game. Sometimes things happen, sometimes they don't. Okay. So still need to play it a bit careful here, because we have no damage buffer. Whew. Now we should be okay again. Hopefully. Still gonna play it risky because I want to go fast. There we go.
So you have, what, 2 health buffers before you die?
You get 3. Your tail has 3 lengths altogether. Oh, God. That's what I mean by you don't have a hitbox. I lost 2 cookies when I hit 1 enemy. Okay. What is the pattern here? You wouldn't believe that I just pushed the world record down yesterday with this kind of performance. Good lord.
You're right, I don't believe it.
I'm gonna have to go check that bot again.
Do you have time for a donation?
We do.
Do you have time for a donation?
Yeah, we have time for a donation.
All right. From Anonymous, we have, for $3.51, we have, hey, Horza, good luck, my friend, on No More Dang Books. No more books. Seriously, though, GG on getting Mousetrap Hotel in.
Thank you, Anonymous. I have a feeling I know who you are, but I appreciate you. Oh boy. We're just going to take that damage boost. Wait for this thing to spit down. You got to be careful with these little, these sprinklers, I think they are, though I'm not really sure why they float in the air. Because when they actually shoot down, they drop you through their platform, too. So you have to be real careful.
Yeah, the thing is, they are sprinklers because they are apparently Maxi set off the fire alarm at the end of the lobby.
That was
and that's apparently by the weird chime that happened, and then yes.
So that last shoe skip was actually discovered by one of my friends who I've bullied into playing this game for fun on their streams. And they actually found that randomly while they were playing through the game. And I didn't think at first it was going to be very viable, but it ended up being actually the easiest one, and probably saves about 6 seconds, so shout out to Surfins for that. I'm not going to take the damage boosts. So floors 2 and 3 here are going to be a lot tamer compared to what we were going through. There's going to be a time for us to kind of catch up on some cookies here. Really, your big struggles are the basement, your floor 1, and your didn't get it. Oh. And floor 4, which is going to have a laser grid on it. Why is there a laser grid in a hotel? There's a lot of questions you could ask about this game. I don't have
also,
the
the other thing that should be pointed out is Horus is whipping the tails of the enemies. There's a couple enemies where you have to jump on them to kill them, only in one particular area, and that's it. This game is great for being consistent.
It's really consistent and explains it very well. And also the world's smallest bats. Also, you have to get that little animation when you're falling to your imminent demise there. Otherwise, you will just squish and die. And also, if you go too far to the right, you'll just die for unexplored reasons. This game likes to betray your trust.
Very much so.
It's like, it does a lot of things where it teaches you a mechanic and then just also says, psych, you died. Lol. One more little guy coming right here, and we're just going to whack him once.
Oh, so that top route that Horza took saves a good amount of time compared to those springs, and honestly, that's a big reset point if you miss that jump going up there, because it has a weird geometry to it, so...
So this little laser grid is pretty easy to set yourself up to not take any damage, and just kind of walk through it easy like this. Just 3 good jumps, and then that's it. Good man, Maxie. And these coils are surprisingly not threatening. They actually only kill you when they're spinning at the bottom of their animation there. So you can actually usually just kind of jump through them. Those couple at the end there, because of the delay between the two, you have to wait for those couple of rounds, otherwise they will just do an instant death on you. Like, a lot of this game is about storing cookies to try to damage boost through everything you possibly can. But there's also just a million instant death traps that you can't cookie boost through.
Also, if anyone ever wants to run this game other than us, 3rd place is free.
Yeah, there's a free mystery triangle in it for you. Don't you want to play this game? Look at it. Listen to the music.
The music. So good.
So we're going to be met by the enemies that you actually have to step on, but I'm not going to bother stepping on them because there's really no good point. Yeah, these little cars, though, there'll be a couple of times where I get to step on them. Eh? No? That's it? Just the one? Okay.
Is it the hallway at the end of this, floor that you have, like, you can hit them with the enemies to the tail and you can have, like, a free walk to the elevator, or is that floor 4?
That's floor 4. That's the little mousetrap guys that are a headache.
That was literally one of the best things I ever found in this game.
Yeah,
before that, the hallway was legitimately horrible for constantly bombarding enemies, and then once we get to floor 4, Horace will point it out. It's absolutely amazing time save.
Yeah, well, I mean, the best thing is it's a cookie save, because otherwise those things just never stop spawning. It's a really, really good tactic to save some time and save your health. Yay! Floor 2 is done. On to floor 3.
Did you explain why the elevator route is quicker this way, or should I explain that?
Go for it.
So basically, this game actually takes somewhat physics into consideration, which is very odd. but you have basement to floor 4. So if you choose the basement to go from, so if you choose the elevator from going from the basement to floor 4, the timer is like 60 seconds or something at the top. But if you go up by 1 floor intervals, it's 20 seconds. So even though this is a wonderful area to get HP and stuff like that, and the safer route is basement floor 4, and then you can go down to floor 1, then 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, then top. Because of you doing the very short elevators on this one, Horus is foregoing a lot of power-ups, a lot of mystery triangles, but more importantly, a lot of cookies. Also, I want to point out that if you ever run the demo of this game, like when the game plays itself, Maxie always dies in horrible, grueling deaths, which are just honestly the best. And there are a lot of my split screens for some reason.
I also want to point out how horrible these little flies are in the stage. A number of them spawn in kind of random patterns. Sometimes you can jump over them like that, but most of the time they spawn like that, where you're just doomed and they just take damage out of you. And it really
They're the only enemy that can attack diagonally, and I don't think they thought them out through.
No. And things like that happen, where they spawn in, like, at your feet. Okay. And here are the rolling pins. They are, as you could expect, an instant death thing. Come on. Thank you.
Which are also the size of luggage. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. And larger than a bat, which I guess that's fair. Bats aren't very large. And so now we're in the kitchen. We're in the sink now. This is where it gets a little more Looney Tunesy as we go on this auto-scroller. Soon enough, we're going to be bombarded by a couple of plates. As you can see, very threatening. This section...
This is the automatic dishwasher, not the sink.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we have to make sure we do the absolute best to portray this game so we can get a potential third rudder.
It's crucial. Someone's got to take that mystery... Oh, whoopsie. Oh well. We're doing really good on cookies since I took a floor 2 pretty safe there.
Also, this is a very weirdly long Game Boy game for speedrun.
Yeah, it's extremely long. It's like, and there's no big skips either in the levels. We haven't been able to discover anything to like do an elevator skip. The big reason we have to do all the stages is because they all have to be cleared. Oh god.
Oh, make sure you get fork skip and spoon jump.
None of those things are a thing that actually happens, Shawnee.
I know.
Look, we can talk about the wash cycles, we can talk about the boot skips, but there's no cutlery skip. I wish there was, but these things.
Please find speed tech for this game, which has more speed tech than most of my games I run.
It's got speed tech more than just about anything I play. And it's Mousetrap Hotel. Perfect. Right between them. See, as you can see, we barely stomped on that one. Grab that cookie. So this is where you get some... Oh, there's an example. I accidentally showed you why you have to step on them. These little flies here will a lot of times spawn like at a point to where you can't hit them, and they'll just make a beeline for you. It's one of my things like that, where they'll just kind of pop over your tail. Thankfully, those last two are usually pretty friendly. But now we move on to the stage about the big reason why we need to save so many cookies. Because this stage 4, has a lot of things it takes from you.
If you want me to take over commentary for a while and you focus on the game, I can. But like the first part should be fine, but definitely the in-between parts with the laser grid is the horrible part.
Yeah, because I mean you're pretty much. I mean it's not much of a focus time because I'm just gonna damage myself through it. We got a lot of cookies, so we're gonna use them.
Well, do you want to do a quick donation first? Because the 4th floor and top floor are kind of concentration heavy for you.
Yeah, it's true.
And I do have a donation. We have $20 from Anonymous. Hey, Horsey. Maybe someday people will understand the genius of Mousetrap Hotel.
It's true, someday. We just gotta wake people up to all of this. So this stage is a little weird because you're trying to get these keys. and we are being accosted by a cat, apparently, at the same time. That cat doesn't show up anywhere else, but it does here when you get those keys. What do the keys go to? Do you have any idea, Shawnee?
If I remember correctly, according to the instruction manual, Maxie needs the room keys to get through, I think, doors?
And so, this stage, normally you want to go in each and every vent, but that vent is kind of a bait. It's actually going to be where we pop out of after going in this vent, and we can't actually go in that way. Oh, and the fun thing about the instruction manual for this game, it actually bills itself as a vacation guide, instead of calling itself an instruction manual. Like,
Which is weird.
Someone somewhere put some thought into this game, and I'm not sure why. And that this is still the best we got. And no boot skip there, unfortunately.
Yeah, also, all these hands reaching in that look oddly human, that's supposed to be a cat paw. So, great art on the cat.
Mm-hmm. Get in there.
You should be fine for cookies right now,
yeah,
honestly.
Like, we don't have a whole lot of threatening stuff right now left, unless I get hit by a bomb, or just things like that, where they just kinda... we just get bad RNG on enemy spawns. So, on this particular room, this is the room 400's floor. These rooms, like, all have their own little gimmick to how they work. This one has a bunch of, like, doors that just kind of warp between each other. And only one of them is the door you want. They have different markings on them, they have different little symbols above them. They have something to distinguish them, which is like, again, someone thought about this game.
Someone did once, yes. But the other thing is, like, Horza got into this speed game after I routed it. Routing this thing was horrible because, again, you need the health buffer to survive, but this game pulls no punches. Horza's making this game look very simple right now. You can see how many lives you have in the top. That's
they're worthless.
Yeah, but casually you'll probably burn through them really quickly because the way it respawns you is really, really, really difficult. Oh, hey, vent skip.
We gotta be careful here that we don't spawn these bombs too close to each other, because they kind of come out like one and then the other, and you might just kind of get stuck waiting for them to explode.
Yeah, bombs and the enemies are little kind of push wagons is
and
great.
Sometimes this happens, and then you can't go in there. Alright, and this is actually the last vent on floor 4. After this, we have one more round of laser grids.
Oh, the other thing should be out is the cat paws. Horse has been conveniently placed anvils on the cat paws to take them out. If you somehow miss them, you can still kill the cat paw by swinging your tail about 20 times. So there is a good time save making sure you be able to hit the cat paw, because it does have a weird hitbox, so it might avoid the anvil.
Yeah, when they're actually pulled in, it won't hit them. Like, they have a pretty weird hitbox, so they're easy to hit. Oh boy. Ugh. So those little things are the only enemies that actually move faster than you in the whole game. Everything else matches pace with you, or is slower than you. And for some reason, when you hit them together, they do this, where you can just kind of escort them to the end of the stage.
Yeah, which was a big time save when I initially found that out. Because initially you'd have to kill them, they'd spawn, and kill them again, and spawn. It keeps going for this entire hallway, versus you just kind of have a nice little parade.
And now that all the stages are done, we can get to the ballroom, where we're going to see some more deformed people. I mean, I don't know what happened to their kneecaps, because there's no kneecaps in this whole game. They just kind of... There's a lot of things wrong with this game, in terms of the art direction. But the people in particular are probably the weirdest thing for me.
Do you have the route up there for the
do.
maze?
I do have the maze up. I have my phone standing up. I'm also a fraud. Don't. Oh, I should have waited a second. I was trying to be greedy. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna wait a second. They're gonna stomp 3 times and lift up long once. These ones have no skip options, and so you just kind of have to wait for them. I think they actually work on a global timer.
I think so as well.
So, like, if you're coming in here at the right time, you might just be able to walk right through it, but good luck. And so we have ghosts. And we're just going to jump through them because this is a pretty simple little maze thing. It's kind of getting us ready for the next thing we're going to be going into to end the run here.
Yeah, which is the chimney, which is why it's a big maze, but that was also one of the biggest things to route, because the doors will lock behind you, like it shows here.
This is my favorite touch, is they have the guy that can't dance.
Yeah, he's great.
And we have one more round of feet. This one's going to go up, and then 1, 2, 3, up. And that's the end of the feet. Okay. Go in the door, Maxie.
Oh, so this ballroom is above all the guest bedrooms, so the hotel has clearly thought out well.
And so, this is where I have to reveal that I'm a terrible, terrible fraud, and I have my little route up here on my phone, because I can never...
Hand-drawn by me.
Actually, I'm using a text one because your file wouldn't load up on my phone for some reason, so I just kind of wrote them down. But yeah, there's a little adorable art that Shawnee drew for this. And then we have in here, and that's the end here. Once I go through the door, that's time. And
Huzzah.
Surprise! That is Mousetrap Hotel.
Which is a video game.
It is a video game. This is a party. This is the penthouse. Because you can tell because we can, I think... No, that's the wrong button. Is it... There we go. You can tell because there's actually a map that tells you what rooms you're in. And to get to the 5th floor, we actually have to clear all 4 floors. If anyone can find a floor 4 or a skip to floor 5, there's probably a bounty in it for it. But that's the run. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for watching out there, and I hope you have a great rest of your marathon. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us.